Hi, I'm Kim, and this is my knitting vlog podcast thing. Vlog is such a retro term now that I think about it. Like, I told my friend I was starting a podcast, and she was like, "Oh, well, maybe more like a vlog." And I was like, "Well, yeah, like a video podcast, but I kind of like vlog. I don't know." I do have a fear right now that this isn't recording because I'm using a new setup to hopefully be a little bit better this time, but yes, here we are. This is my second episode. So thank you so much for watching, to the people that did before, and to anyone new who is joining. All right, today I am going to talk about a little bit about my trip in Ireland that I did a couple weeks ago and some of the things that I got there, as well as some other little goodies I've gotten since then. So a little mini haul kind of thing. And also show the new project I'm working on and show off my Hey Sailor. Okay. But of course, the big news for me anyway is that I have finished my Hey Sailor. So here she is in all of her glory. Did I show this last time or was I working on it? I can't remember. It doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure I was still working on her at my first episode, but here she is done. She's so great. She's so great. Look at. So cute with these buttons. I'm not 100% certain these are the buttons that I'm going to use. These are what my local haberdashery had for the green. And they're these glitters and they're fine. My husband thinks I should do like a walnut button, so I might try something like that. But this holds it together and looks cute and works. And I also think one thing I want to do, and I think I mentioned this before, was that I wanted to reinforce my button band, because as you can see, it is doing like this wavy thing. I don't love that. So I think I might go back in and reinforce that a little bit. I'm not sure how. I'll figure it out, but just keep it straight. But she is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay? Love her. I don't care that the stitches were twisted. It looks great. Yeah, fantastic. A win. I wore this to the office as well one day, and I have a friend there that knits, and she was just like, "Oh my god, is that it?" And then everyone was like, "I don't believe you that you made it." Like, this is one of those pieces that doesn't look hand knitted, like it looks complex enough, it's got enough going on that it looks like something you would buy in a store, versus what people think of when they think of knitting, like my step-by-step sweater, which I love so much, but that's what people envision when they envision knitting. But that you can knit something like this isn't something people think about. And I'm just so proud of myself for making this, because who knew I could do this? And here I am. And this was also my second piece. Like, I'm a freak. Okay. I also did a sock. One sock. I've only done one sock. But here's my sock. I did this. I started it on the flight to Ireland. I wanted something small to knit. I had cast this on multiple times. I think I complained about it in my last video. And I cast it on again in my flight to Ireland. And I got through about here in my trip to Ireland, and I did the rest when I got home, so I did the toe then. I will be honest. Our trip to Ireland involved quite a few visits to pubs, and I did the entire heel flap one night after multiple, well, probably two pubs, and then we went home and were watching movies and had a drink there. And so it's probably not the prettiest, but it works. It fits. I didn't watch the tutorial well enough. I didn't watch the video, most of it. I went there for special things I needed and didn't know that you're supposed to put these markers on, which makes sense, so you can make sure you're making it the right length. So I then, after the fact, went and counted every single stitch to put these in for my next one. But we'll see. It probably could be a little bit longer, but if I block it, it'll probably get a little bit longer and that'll be fine. So I knit this using the Silly Socks Flower Pop, or whatever that's called. I really love the zebra striping that happens with it. It's really fun. I do really like it here too, in the toe. It was interesting to see how it worked up here, because it happened in the heel flap. So it was like a back and forth and back and forth. And then, yeah, it's cool. Okay, those are my finished projects. And now I have one on the needle, of course. I'm really trying hard not to cast on a new one until this is done. And I've been doing pretty well. And this one is a trip, you guys. So this is for my husband. He specifically wanted something wild and crazy. He wears more color than anyone I know. He picked these yarns out himself, I promise you, okay? This is the Beads of Joy by James N. Watts, and it's being knit in 2 different colors from Hobby. Like I can't remember. I'll put them below. But this thing, it is just wild. I'm currently averaging about 1 section a day ish, and over the weekend I did say, like, all I did over the weekend was watch TV and knit, and I knitted like 3 of them over the 2 days. I'm a little sad because I want more of this yellow. This was a gradient in the yellow, but it went like from pink to orange, and so it just very much looks very pink and purple, except for this yellow. I'm adding another, or and blue. I'm adding another purple here, and then I'm going to add yellow to this side, and then the other side is the same, built the same exact way. And so I can alter it a little bit there too, and then either one can be the front or back. You can wear it interchangeably. This is made in such an interesting way. A full new construction for me. Again, I mean, it's my 3rd piece, so everything is new, but you know what I mean. So you make these wavy patterns. You start with a straight, and you make these wavy patterns through increases and decreases, and then you go and you pick up along the side of that, and you then knit. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to explain it, but you knit this way, but so I'll knit all the way up, but through the side. And it's so interesting. It's really fun for me, this pattern, and this building of it, this construction. It's actually pretty memorizable. It's easy to memorize. There we go. You wouldn't necessarily think it is, but it is. It's just lots of 3s, like 3 rows of this, 3 rows of this, 3 rows of this, 3 rows with increases, 3 rows of this, 3 rows of decreases, 3 rows with this, like something like that. I made this longer for my husband because it is meant to be, like in the original pattern, a crop, and my husband is not a crop top wearing kind of dude. He is a wild, crazy color wearer, but not a crop top wearer. So I'm excited about this. I am like a little worried. I mean, I'm sure this will stretch clearly, like I'll be able to block it out, but it does feel small. So we will see. I did gauge it. My gauge was it was like almost perfect, so I was like, yeah, this is fine. And I did see someone online that had they were like, I'm not gauging it, and so to make up the extra, they put extra on the side when they stitched together. So like, worst case scenario, I can do that. But I've been loving this so much that I have decided to make one for myself as well. And so I've already bought the yarn for that, which is going to be a very, very different vibe, because I think this construction pattern is so interesting. And in the projects on Ravelry, I saw this girl had made it in like a black tweed, all black tweed without all the colors. And I just loved that look, and it really highlighted this construction, like with these ridges and waves, which I thought was really cool. So I'm going to do that, except I'm going to do it in, well, I'm kind of torn. I really like the Drops Fiesta line, like just looking at it. I haven't used it yet, but it was on sale. So I bought Drops Fiesta in ink blots, which is white with black random spots, and I love that look. And so I think using a lighter yarn will really show this stitch pattern off. Like I started with a really dark purple here, and you just like can't, I mean, it was just the start one, but like you don't see it quite as much, but I think with the lighter yarn, it'll really show that off. But then I saw somebody on Instagram knitting a step-by-step sweater in this, oh God, what was it called? She used a white yarn, and then she held this, it was something like Rico Hobby or Rico Hobby. It was like anything a tweed or something like that. And it's like this lace weight yarn that you can hold with any other yarn to make a tweed-like pattern, and it was like this rainbow tweed, and I just loved that. So the other hand, I'm like, I already bought the yarn. I love that one for me. I just, oh man, if I don't buy the rainbow tweedy thing for that, I'm gonna buy it for something else because I just thought it was so fun. So that will be not my next project for myself because I'm gonna do the jean tee first, but I have that yarn and I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do it long sleeves and make it like a regular like sweater that I can wear all fall and winter. I know I've said before, I don't really want to make much of a stash, so I'm really trying to avoid that. I know I have that tendency to kind of hoard things, and I'm trying to get away from it. My husband the other day did, though, tell me I should make our house a yarn barn. Oh, sorry, little guy. Make my house a yarn barn so I can get as much yarn as I want, and I'm trying to show some restraint because I also know myself, and I will get really into a hobby and I will love it and buy a lot of things, and then eventually I'll stop. So, and then I'll just lug that around with me. So I'm trying to be good, but I did have so much fun on my trip to Ireland. I, oops, I meant to record this last weekend, but hi, I was going to record this video last weekend, but then I just kind of have not, I've been a little struggle bussy lately, to be honest. I think I do that every time I come home from a trip. And does anyone else, like, you've spent all this time planning this trip and you're so excited about it, you go and it's amazing, and then you come back and there's just like kind of a letdown once you're back home, back to your normal life. It was delayed a week for me because we came home from our trip and then the very next day had a friend from the States come and stay with us for a week. So that was a lot, but kept me out of my head. And then last weekend it just really hit, especially like Saturday and Sunday. And so all I ended up doing last weekend was sit and watch TV and knit. So it's not that bad. That's one of the good things about this hobby for me, is that I'm able to use my hands, keep myself distracted, and still be kind of productive, but in a really healthy way, I think. Like, I definitely have that always need to be on, always need to be busy, always need to be productive mentality. I'm trying to unlearn it, but I'm still dealing with it. So this knitting allows me to kind of channel that a little bit in a way that is kind of slows me down, gets me out of my head a little bit, and really kind of focused. So, all right. I had such a fabulous time in Ireland, and so I just kind of wanted to show some of the fun things that we did and I saw. Now, I went with some friends that are not into knitting, and that's fine. In fact, my friend that went with me was so gracious and attended 3 different yarn shops with me, and she just had so much fun looking at the colors, and then it was just kind of a nice kind of chill thing for her. We did visit a place, and I'll talk about it a little bit more, but in Belfast, that we were there and she's like, we could do this. We could open something like this and have this be our business. So I might have converted her, but we'll see. She hasn't started knitting yet or crocheting, but I think we might be able to get through to her. She's already talked a little bit about joining my knitting group that I put together. So fingers crossed, might be able to convert her. But so for our trip, we stayed in 2 places. We went to Dublin and then we went to Belfast. And I had never been to Ireland before, and it was so, so lovely. I especially love the northern coast. We went and did the Giant's Causeway. We did the rope bridge, and just stunning and just stunningly beautiful. You know, everyone talks about the coast of Ireland, and we really got to see and experience that on the northern coast, which was lovely. We also went to Powers Court, which I had never heard of before. Our friend who is Irish kind of said it was like the Irish Versailles, and I could totally see that. And I'll say, I think it's rated in the top 5 gardens in the world, and Versailles is ahead of it, but I liked Powers Court more than I liked Versailles Gardens. Now, I will say I also went to Versailles in October versus, May and June, so that might flavor it. So I probably should go back and check that out sometime, but Powers Court was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. while we were in Dublin, I was very excited because I got to go to This Is Knit. So went to This Is Knit and got a few things. And I have a finished project that I'll show in a little bit. Or I might put it beforehand. I don't know. We'll see. I wore my Hey Sailor there. Now, of course, I planned this on purpose. I made sure to wear this on a day when people that would understand were going to see me. But I was wearing this at This Is Knit, and it fed every bit of that, like, that need for approval that I had, because they recognized it. They told me I was the first Hey Sailor they'd seen out in the wild. They started pulling yarn off the shelf to look at how they could create it, and they loved it, and they were just so, it was amazing. It was so exciting for me to be able to talk about it. I had literally pulled it off the needles. We left on Saturday. I pulled it off the needles Thursday and blocked it that night and propped it up with a fan on it so it would dry in time for me to take to Ireland with me. That was my goal. I somehow made it work. And they were just, they were so kind and complimentary, and they were like, it's just so nice to see it in the wild and how it kind of flows. I did not tell them, I forgot to, that I twisted every pearl in this piece, so when they make it, it might not look exactly the same. It'll probably flow a little bit better, but it doesn't matter. I love her. Okay. But when I was at This Is Knit, I did buy a few things, and so I just wanted to share that. Okay, so first I got a project bag because you can't ever have enough, right? I actually usually use travel shoe bags for my project bags, but I'm really excited to have like an official one from someplace I liked and loved. And because I know myself, as I've talked about this before, I decided that I was going to be really careful moving forward with what types of things I buy at yarn shops when I'm traveling, because I just need to keep it sustainable, and I don't want to hoard things. So I did buy one yarn. I bought a sock yarn so I can make a pair of Ireland socks. This is the Townhouse Yarns Drury DK. It's an 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, hand dyed in Ireland, and the shade is Orna, and it is just so soft. I cannot wait. I've already been looking up sock patterns that I can make using a DK sock weight yarn, which is exciting because the other socks that I'm working on right now, which I'll show in a bit, they aren't a fingering weight. But like, just look at this color. It's gorgeous. It's this green and teal, but it's got some yellows and all, like purples and creams. I can't wait to see how this knits up. And then, because that was what I was doing, I was getting one skein of yarn was my rule, but some other little things. So I also saw someone talked about, wait, where are they? There they are. I was like, oh no, I lost it. Some stitch markers, which I thought was so cute, like some souvenir stitch markers. I don't know if every place is going to have something like this, but when they are, I'm going to try to pick them up. Funny enough, this is from a place called Hello Kim, but they're just a little, they're like three, oh no, I guess there's five in there. 5 stitch markers kind of to represent Ireland. So we've got like a green yarn, there is a clover, there's a cute little sheep, and there's a rainbow, and I think there's like a wavy thing there. I don't know. So I got these babies. And then the other souvenir-y thing I kind of got was the Destination Doodles pack they had. They had a Dublin Doodles pack using the Pacific Knit Doodle company has these packages, or these little packets out. They have decks of cards. And so I bought the Dublin set, which is really fun, really cute. It has things like shamrocks. That's the word I was looking for when I was talking about clovers earlier. Little pots of gold, little leprechaun hats, harps, a cute little like Celtic knot pattern, Guinness. No, I would say this is probably Irish coffee, and then there's Guinness. and just a lot of cute little things. They even have like shops and fridges and a little castle doodle. So I'm excited to work with doodles. I haven't used anything by her yet or done any of the color work, but I did see a video, somebody I follow on YouTube. If I can remember, I'll post her name or if I can find her. And she said she really recommended the Pacific Knits doodles. And she's like, yes, they look a little bit intimidating if you haven't done any color work before, but they're really approachable. And I like the approach of the little repeating doodle so you can build whatever you want. I think that's really fun. So I'm excited about that. Okay, I'm gonna sneeze quick. Excuse me. Anyway, and then I got one other thing that I've just been wanting. I've been wanting to get tags to put in my knits, like handmade by. I've been looking at some custom made ones, and do I want to buy those off Etsy or how I want to do it? But I ended up finding a couple there at This Is Knit in Dublin. So I got them. There's only 6 each, but that's fine. I can buy more if I want from them or elsewhere and just have a big collection of different things. So the first ones I got say me made, and then like there's a little definition. It says an adjective, and it's the act of making something for oneself, a statement one makes when completing a project. So that fits my 2 pieces that I've made thus far. And then the second one, which I think is going to work well for things I'm making for other people, is just this one that says hand fucking made. So I'll be able to use that on my current WIP, which is I'm making for my husband. So that's what I went to or saw from or purchased at This Is Knit. I had a bit of a hard time finding the location at first, but then it was inside Powers Court, like a shopping center kind of thing. Not related to the Powers Court we went to before. I don't think so. I think they have they may have been named after each other, or it might have been named after that, but not related. You had to go inside, and then it was this beautiful like atrium there was like a restaurant and a bar downstairs, so we had a drink there, and we went to this shop and we went to another one. It was so much fun down there, and they were just so nice in the shop. I mean, they've been so nice at every yard shop I've ever gone to, but like it was so great. Okay, then after Dublin we went to Belfast, and I went to 2 shops there as well. So the first shop I went to was Folklore Yarn. So this was such a cute shop, and I really loved the vibe in there. It was a yarn store and a cafe. And when we walked in, they just had like tables there, and there were a bunch of women that obviously like came in regularly, knew each other. They were all drinking a coffee and knitting like on their lunch break, and it was just so lovely. And so we went, each got a coffee, we tried a cappuccino. They had an upstairs. We went and sat upstairs and chatted a little bit. My friend was looking at everything, and I bought a couple different pieces. I mean, again, I got another project bag, and then I did get more yarn there. I bought this mini set. There's 6 of them here, and it was called it's the Folklore Yarns mini set Fairy Folk. The yarn is from Donegal Yarns. So it is 70% merino and 30% kid mohair. And yeah, like spun in Ireland as well from Donegal Yarns. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. I really not 100%. I might make like a scarf or a cowl or something with it, but I'm trying to decide if I would like how this feels around my neck. I broke my rule. I bought something without a plan for it, but I just loved it, and I wanted to support them, and I love their shop, and I also just love this like tweedy look that's happening, especially like if you look in this yellow, you can see all the different colors in there. So I'll figure something out because I love it. Then I also got just a couple, actually I think that's what I got there. I was trying to be careful because I knew after going to Folklore, we decided to go to Hanks. I knew I was going to a second location, so I didn't get a lot there, knowing I had another plan. I also needed to figure out how to fit it all in my suitcase. I couldn't just bring all the yarn home as much as I wanted to. There was a yarn that like hand dyed I want to say she was in Sussex, and it was like called Candy Yarn or something like that. They had in Folklore yarns. I will put a picture up. I will link to her. I loved her stuff. I wanted to buy all of it. So it's just really fun, vibrant, hand-dyed yarn. So I'm definitely going to buy something from her in the future. I just didn't purchase anything on this trip. So, yes. And then we also went to Hanks, which was about a mile away. We walked to all these places. We went to our first day in Belfast. We were only there for like 2 days, but we went to the Titanic Museum and exhibit, or the Titanic Experience, what they call it. So we went to that in the daytime, in the morning, and then my husband went and played disc golf, and my friend and I went and found the yarn shop, and we walked to it, and I definitely got sunburned, and I was just like, who goes to Ireland to get sunburned? Like this girl. I mean, it was a beautiful sunny day that day. We were so lucky with the weather when we were in Ireland. Like, really, rain was not bad at all. It was great. But so we walked to Hank's yarn parlor, I believe is this full name, which was about a mile away from Folklore, and there were a couple other shops there as well. And when we went there, what I ended up getting were a couple. I knew what I wanted, like going in there. There were just a few notions that I would like to have, and I hadn't purchased yet, and I wanted to support them, so I was able to buy them there. So the first is from the Knitting Barber. I got the stretchy, like, yarn holders, like the or like stitch holders, the ones that are like little tubes. I bought some of these for my mom as well for Mother's Day, but this way you can put it on, because when I made my step-by-step sweater, I kept trying it on, and then like my needle wasn't quite long enough, and it would just like fall out, and I'd be like, oh no, I dropped stitches. So got these. There's one long one and 2 short ones for sleeves. And so finally I got these, and I also just like love this day glow orange color. And I also got, sorry, let me put that away, just a couple other little things that I have wanted and needed as well. Like, let's be honest, you don't really, like, I don't need things, the things I wanted. So I got this, like, this little gauge ruler. Just got a small one. I've been just using like a regular ruler, and that's fine, but I was like, oh, fun, cute, let's get this. And I got one other thing there, which was just a type of, oh yeah, I just got some little like stitch markers. They're the little safety pins that look like light bulbs. I don't know how else to describe them. Is that what other people call them? These guys. So I bought a set of those as well, which came in handy because I was knitting socks and I used them to mark my rows in there. So that's what I bought on my trip to Ireland, which was, again, just amazing. If you haven't been, you need to go. I mean, everyone says that, but I was just so happy. I would love to go back and kind of go out into the counties. I want to see the cliffs of Moher. I don't know. We went to Bray and did this like long hike. I think it was an afternoon walk. Hiking up that mountain almost killed me. I'm not in very good shape, I will admit it, but it was lovely. It was great. And then when I got home, I had packages, which was exciting. So the first package was this. I'm not showing this because it has my thing on it. It's also not like a fun box or anything. And I have joined 2 subscription boxes because, yes, of course I have. Let me start with the other one because this one I think is my favorite. So let me start with the other one. The first one I have joined is Hooks and Needles. I wanted to give it a shot. Of course, everyone is advertising it. Like, they partner with a lot of knitfluencers, which is great. So I got my first box. I have opened this. I was not going to. I was going to wait and open it here, but then I just didn't have a chance to record, and so I was too impatient. So anyway, so I got this, and just this great little set. It's got a couple needles in there, the patterns. It comes with this yarn. It is, I will say, it's a beautiful color. It is very scratchy to me, and that's fine. But it is it is the Harvest Moon 100% wool. So it's pure new wool. That's all it says. It doesn't say like who made it or anything like that. But It's a beautiful color. In fact, I love this color so much. I would not be able to wear anything with this yarn. It's just, like I said, too scratchy. But it also comes with came with the buttons because there's a couple patterns in here, a pair of scissors, and I was like, oh, there's something else. And this, I love this. Just like a little needle holder for your tapestry and yarn needles, which is just so handy. Like, I loved it. So that is what that has. Now this comes with a couple patterns in it, and I'm not like super impressed with the patterns, to be honest. There are some typos in this book. Like, I haven't looked at the patterns in depth, but there's typos throughout. So for example, the first project is a chic small purse on page 7, as you can see there, maybe. And then on page 7, it has project number 1, and it says a chic small purse. Like, they added the K to chic and changed the word to chic instead of chic. So, oh, sorry, distracted. The I was reading about the yarn, got distracted, sorry. But so there's just a couple little things like that. So I'm not sure. I will make one of these patterns and I will see how it goes, because if there's not an eye to detail in the copywriting and proofing, it is a word, and so it just didn't get caught. And I get it as a designer, but it makes me a little bit skeptical. So you have the option to make like a phone bag or a tablet sleeve, which is actually kind of nice. Like, I could get behind something like that. Where is it? Oh, I was trying to find the final piece because I think they've been showing them. There it is. Sorry, couldn't find it. And then the last one, which is their more advanced project, is a knitting bag, which is nice. And that's what I think I'll probably knit with this yarn if I knit, like when I knit this, is this yarn. And like, that's another thing, like this knitting pattern, it says like, just again, the eye to detail in this, like elegant, or project number 3, elegant knitting bag. And then it says crochet level advanced. So just, it's little things. I'm kind of picky about that kind of thing. I know that about myself. So anyway, I'm actually really excited. I think they've shipped me my second box already. I cannot wait to see it and get into it and try it all out. Did I say it came with scissors too? I can't remember if I said that. I opened them last night. I was really trying not to open things, but I was downstairs knitting and I needed it, so I opened it up already. Ugh, dog hair. So that's the hooks and needles box. But then the second box that I got, I'm very excited about this. I opened it from the wrong side, and that's fine. But it is the Stitches and Cream Sock Knitting Club. So this is based out of, I want to say, Cornwall, maybe Wales? Cornwall, I was right. So this is a monthly fee, but then it's a bi-month, I believe. And then it's a bi-monthly club. So 6 times a year, they send you stuff to make socks. And then it's a big community around it. And I haven't been able to do, like, there have been some Zoom calls and stuff like that, and I haven't been able to join those yet. But so it comes with yarn, of course. So it came with this Amble Wandering Souls. This is a blend of washable merino wool, alpaca, and recycled nylon by the Fiber Co. Again, very, very soft. And then it comes with, the pattern. Sorry. Oof. Or I guess the pattern isn't here. The pattern is digital, so you have to go to get your tutorials. But it gives you like a little overview on how to do the long tail cast on. Like, this is made for beginner sock knitters. And that's great because I am a beginner sock knitter. So, and then it comes with everything you need again. Welcome to the sock club. Here's where you go for your pattern, everything you need to know. And so it comes with the yarn, and then it comes with a couple little things too. So each one comes with a custom stitch marker, and it's just this cute, dainty little beaded leaf, or leaf bead, I guess. And then it comes with the 2.5 millimeter fixed circular needles that you need for it. And then what was in here? I think these were these needles. Yep, this was the needle you needed, as well as there's something else in here. Oh, some other stitch markers for counting. So like everything you need to make a pair of socks. And then a little gift from Cornwall, and they sent this small soap that is grapefruit and lime scented. It smells very nice. I don't really ever use like solid soap like this, but it smells good, and I'm going to put it out somewhere. Or, you know what, throw it in your sock drawer, and it'll make your socks smell nice, because this smells so good having been sitting in this box. So yeah, that is what I got. This whole thing was just has been a pure kind of haul video, because I also got some new yarn when I got home. I'm so excited. My knitting for Olive had come in Thundercloud, I think. Yeah, yep, Thundercloud. So I got 3 of this, and I already had 3 of this lime yellow. I bought this to use to make my Hey Sailor, and I didn't like the combination, but the Jean T pattern just came out, and I love it so much, and I wanted to use this lime yellow, and I wasn't sure how I wanted to use it, and so I decided to get the Thundercloud to pair together to make a Jean T. So that's going to be the next thing on my needles. I did a sample. I just have like a box of stuff to share. I did knit like a small sample of the yarn like the day it came out, or the yarn of the lace, because I've never knitted lace before, and I have literally just taken the Hey Sailor off my needles, and then I just used that same yarn to make my sample of the lace to see how to do it and if it was something I could do. I love it, and I'm so excited. I'm going to use this for the stripes, for the garter stitch rows, and then I'm going to use this for the lace portion, and I think they're going to look really great together. It's going to be really vibrant with that green, but I think it's light enough to show the lace pattern, because in this dark green, it's too dark. That's what's coming next. I am very excited about it. Okay, I feel like I have been talking forever. If you have watched all this way, thank you so much for watching. This is my second episode. It was fun to record. I hope it was fun to watch. I hope it recorded, since I changed my setup and I'm using my phone now, and there's not, oh God, should there be a light on this side telling me it's recording? Because there's not, and I just probably recorded for a freaking hour just talking, and so I really hope that it recorded. But yeah, that is what I'm working on. Oh, also, my yarn bowl is lovely, right? I bought this. My grandma was a knitter, and I bought this for a Mother's Day or a Christmas present for her for a few, like years ago. I mean, like 10 years ago, probably. And she passed away earlier this year. And when my mom was cleaning out her space with her sister, she saw this and knew that I had bought it for my grandma and that I had started knitting. So she saved it for me, and now I'm using it. So lovely. All right. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and however you approach this. It's fun. Thanks. Bye.